This was the main course.
Then why kill Galpin and place his eyeball on Enid's cushion?
That eyeball was real?
I didn't kill Galpin.
We're not afraid to talk about the bizarre on this channel, which is why Wednesday fits right in. She might be an outcast in normal society, but she's become a hero to everyone in Nevermore and helped capture more dangerous people than I can count. Unfortunately, the next person on our list might be herself. After her powers start to grow on the fritz, Wednesday gets a vision that warns her of Enid's impending death. In the vision, she not only reads Enid's tombstone, but she also locks eyes with the wounded Enid, who blames Wednesday for her fate. Naturally, Wednesday does everything she can to protect her best friend and stop her death from happening, and that's what today's speculative video will be about. How might Enid survive her impending death? Number 1. Another sacrifice. Now that the trailer for the remaining episodes has dropped, I can only assume that Tyler will be the one taking Enid's life in the future. He had it out for her since getting admitted into Willow Hill, and he threatened her at the start of the season. Fortunately, Wednesday and Enid have the advantage of knowing he's out there and will come back for them eventually. The best they can do is prepare for battle and gather any allies willing to fight alongside them. Enid might have stopped Tyler before, but he has nothing to lose this time and he's regained complete control of himself. All of that to say he's super dangerous. The most obvious way for Enid to survive is if someone else died in her place. Either they die trying to protect her, or Tyler accepts them as a sacrifice, knowing their deaths would be equally as painful to watch. While I could suggest Wednesday for this, she's the main character, so I don't think she's going anywhere anytime soon. Instead, I'm placing my bets on Bruno or Ajax. These two love Enid in their way and might risk it all to keep her safe, ruining the perfect picture she has of love and romance forever.
Just over the summer, I realized I wasn't that insecure girl who thought she would never fit in.
Number 2. Mixed messages. One of the details that the first part of the season didn't clear up was Morticia's vague warning to Wednesday. I'm sure it didn't come up again because she didn't care about the lesson, so she didn't internalize it, meaning it's out of sight and out of mind. Fortunately, I'm not as quick to forget, and it makes me believe that all this vision business is a big misunderstanding. I'm not saying that Wednesday isn't a psychic, that's a big part of the series, but I do think she's missing her abilities. Morticia tells Wednesday that their visions are not set in stone. Instead, they're often interpreted by the psychic and can have several different meanings. If that's true, then Wednesday seeing Enid's grave could have meant something different. For example, Enid told Wednesday she wanted nothing to do with new murder mysteries or anything scary going into their new semester. With Tyler on the loose and shady outcasts everywhere, Wednesday will struggle to control Enid's exposure to the dark and creepy. In that sense, Enid may find herself in a position to attack again and potentially kill someone this time, which may also kill an innocent part of herself.
Didn't you say you wanted your fun and freedom? I can also help on non-case related issues too.
Number 3. Total transformation. As we know, Enid used to be a soft-spoken and sweet-mannered werewolf who got left behind by the pack because she didn't transform with the full moon. Enid's experiences as a late bloomer are a massive part of her character in the first season, as she's not only desperate to find her pack, but also quick to form a friendship with Wednesday once they overcome their differences. She also learns to embrace other sides of herself before she finally transforms, proving that she's strong enough to square off against the Hyde. Over the summer, Enid attended a werewolf camp where she connected with the other wolves who attend Nevermore. She finally found her pack, and they look like they not only respect her but also enjoy her company. That's why if Enid received a life-threatening injury, the pack might come to her rescue. They might help her escape or help her transform. I can only assume that she would survive longer if she were twice as large and strong.
All right, everyone out. Thanks for the help.
Number 4. The Living Dead. This one's my favorite because it's just good fun, but it would be a cool bait and switch if Wednesday and Pugsley saved Enid by bringing her back as a zombie. Wednesday and Pugsley have barely crossed paths since the school year started, and without supervision, Pugsley has gotten into some serious trouble. He uses his lightning powers to kickstart the mechanical heart of a long-dead student, bringing him back to life. Granted, he started as nothing more than a hungry husk, but the more human flesh he consumed, the more he regenerated and grew back his mind. In these final episodes, we might see Slurp return to his old self, free to create mad inventions. Enid's situation would be less graphic. If she died recently, then Pugsley could jumpstart her viable heart. If that didn't bring her back to life but did make her a zombie, she has all of her body parts and limbs intact, so she shouldn't go looking for food. At least that's what I'm hoping. Most of all, I'm curious to see what a zombie and a werewolf might look like when combined. Now that I think about it, the more excited I am to see another showdown between Enid and Tyler. Granted, it would need to be in this specific context so that Enid has the excuse to defend herself with any new abilities. I don't know what types of tricks she could pick up, but she might learn a thing or two from watching Slurp.
I jump-started his clockwork heart and brought him back to life. This really is the boy from the skull tree.
Number 5. Spirit Guides. One of the few things we know about psychics is that they require spirit guides to help them on their journeys and while unlocking their abilities. For Wednesday, her first guide manifested as Goody Adams, but they lost their connection after the first season. Then she went without any connection to the spirits at all, until her recent brush with death put her into contact with Principal Weems. I'm also surprised that she's making a return after her sudden death last season, but wouldn't you know it, she's Wednesday's new spirit guide. I don't think Wednesday can pick out her spirit guides, but it would be wonderful if the series killed Enid off only to bring her back in a more interesting and versatile form. Granted, she doesn't have the same abilities as Wednesday, but a helpful hand is more than enough to get through the day. She could also bring new skills and have new struggles now that her life has changed in such a drastic way.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. Principal Weems, ready for your sponge bath?
Number 6. Nevermore, Nevermore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't the easiest way to ensure that Enid stays safe be to send her back home? I know she loves Nevermore, but I think she should value her life a little more than her social life. If she knows she could die by staying at school, then she should pack her bags and take the first bus back to her family. Of course, with Tyler on the loose and so many outcasts freed from Willow Hill, there's literally no telling what kinds of danger are lurking within Jericho. It's nice of her to stay behind and help Wednesday, but eventually she'll need to make decisions for herself. If Enid did leave Nevermore, I'm not certain she could come back. I have another theory that once Slurp regrows the rest of his brain, he'll return to the Academy's remaining towers. He already blew one up, taking his life in the process, so he might as well do it in the second one too. In the most recent trailer, there's a shot of Nevermore on fire, and I think Slurp's the culprit. So regardless of Enid's decision, she may have to come to terms with the fact that there's no academy to return to once the dust clears. She'll have to find a new outcast school to attend or learn how to live like a normal girl, but at least she gets to see another day.
You're the one being stalked by a killer. I have sharp teeth and claws, remember? Also, I have my first driver's ed lesson this afternoon.
I know some of these ideas might seem far-fetched, but I think Wednesday's willing to push the boundaries of supernatural mysteries, allowing it to be fun and inventive at the same time. Sure, it might take some time to see Enid as a zombie or as another spirit guide for Wednesday, but these transformations could also make her one of the strongest outcasts in Nevermore, assuming she gets to keep her inner wolf. What do you think about Enid's chances? Will she survive the second season after all, or is it only a matter of time before we have to say goodbye to such a beloved character? As always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.
Why is Galpin stalking you on my phone? And why were you at his house?
This isn't Galpin, he was murdered last night.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Perhaps we could invite her to campus. Face-to-face is always better.